I'm Thor Moody with Delorier. We're here today to talk a little bit about how to cap or end prep a grout prism so that it can be tested for compression in a compression machine to determine that it does in fact comply with the project specifications. This is a typical grout prism. It's symmetrical. It's usually anywhere from 3 1/4 to 3 1/2 inches on each side, and anywhere from about 6 1/2 inches to 7 inches in height. There are some tolerances that allow you to make slightly different dimensions, as long as it's at least 3 inches here and at least 6 inches high, you can do it. Now, there are two basic methods for capping a grout prism. One is the traditional sulfur method, which is ASTM C617 for those of you who want to look it up. And that's using molten sulfur in a mold, and it's melted down. We make a capping stand for that, and this capping recess is freestanding, so it can be moved around on this base. This guide is used to ensure that the sample or the specimen lands in the center of this recess. So what you do basically is you put the specimen in the recess, slide the whole thing up against the guide so that the specimen is resting against the guide. Then you remove the specimen, ladle in the hot mixture. Before it has a chance to cool, you put the specimen up against the guide and lower it into the molten material, and it stays there. It cools fairly quickly. Once it's cooled, you can pop it out, flip it over, and do the same thing to the other end. There is a shortage right now of sulfur capping compound. One alternate to that would be a gypsum type capping compound. It's mixed cold with water, so you don't have to heat it. There aren't any burn risks, but it takes longer for it to harden. So you have to check with your supplier, wherever you're getting your gypsum or hydrocal, that's a brand name, to make sure that the setting times are known so that you know how long each of these caps has to cure before it can be tested. The other way to do it is using unbonded systems with neoprene pads. We have a retaining ring that is made and sized specifically for grout prisms. It has a square recess in it instead of the round recess that our retaining rings for cylinders would have, and it receives a square pad. Same as with cylinders, the specimen is centered in the ring, and then the other end is centered in the ring. The whole thing goes in the compression machine to be checked. The pads are good for up to 100 uses and easy to replace. And those are the two methods for capping a grout prism.